Hello people, what is going on? It is Wednesday, midweek, building up to the Crystal Palace game, but we're here to talk about a big fire sale at West Ham United. To my right is Lucas. You know who he is. Lucas, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Everything's good. Just another week in West Ham Twitter.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Right, let's get into this, Lucas. Keep or sell sort of video today. 9 players have been basically told that they can go. Irving, Coufal, Mavropanos, Aguerd, Zouma, Ings, Ward-Prowse, Soucek, and Maxwel Cornet. We're going to start off with Maxwel Cornet. Do we keep Max or do we let him go?
My adorable Maxi. I don't think he makes the cut. I think he will be looking for a way out. I think we're looking for a way out as well. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for poor Maxi at West Ham. So, yeah, probably sell for me.
100% sell for me. 100%. As this hasn't worked out, has it? Let's be honest. And he signed for Burnley for 17.5 million. Yeah, that hasn't really gone down well.
Not all his fault, but it's the way everything's unfolded is just it's so typical West Ham. So it is what it is. Just try and recoup whatever we can for him, and I'm sure he wants to get some minutes, but I don't think he's going to find him here. So
how much? Before we move on,
I would literally take I would take £1 million. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
I really would.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Anything, if we get any money for him, is a bonus, isn't it? Right, let's come to another man. He's loved, he's hated. Some people want to throw him out of Stratford. Some people want to build a statue for him. Tomas Soucek, mate. Where do we go with
easiest keep of all time? Keep.
I don't understand the 8, mate. I'm going to be real. Like, I really don't understand it. And it is toxic hate and all. Like, it's one of them ones where it's vicious hate towards this geezer. I don't know. I think if a good fee comes in for him, then I think you might consider it. How much, Lucas, is he worth?
Depends. Like, I think he's, to us, I'd probably say like £25 million. Because in my opinion, he's better than Scott McTominay, but some people say otherwise. And Scott McTominay is going in for the region of €30 million, which is about £25 million. So I would say 25, £30 million. Again, I just don't think there's a lot of footballers out there that offer what he does in both boxes. Of course, we can talk about him in transition with the ball at his feet, his passing ability, blah, 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 blah. But there's not a lot of midfielders that are as good as him defending his box and scoring in the box. So it is what it is. He's a rare player that I think we should be keeping. I think a lot of clubs would love to have a Tomas Soucek-esque type player.
I'm gonna say keep. I am, yeah, and I'm just gonna say keep on him. Like, people are like wanting to sell this geezer because like of certain issues. For me, I think he's a very good player to have in and around the squad. Yeah, I think he's committed to West Ham. I think what he brings off the bench is also a key attribute. Both boxes, box to box, scores important goals.
And he's our vice captain.
Yeah, he's vice captain on the pitch, mind, on the pitch.
And again, all these people that are criticizing him at the weekend, right? And I'm not saying he didn't deserve criticism. Because he did. He wasn't that great. But Lopetegui played him for 90 minutes. That says something.
Yeah, it does.
He would have been hooked. You think if basically what I'm saying is Lopetegui must think something of him, in my opinion, if he played for 90 minutes because he lasted longer than Bowen, Paqueta, and Rodriguez. Yeah. And if he played that bad, why didn't he get hooked?
Good question. Good question. And also going with the captaincy, that says it all. Two keeps for Tomas Soucek. We go to Big Andy. Big Andy Irving. You met him live, Scottish sensation. Do you keep him or do you let him go?
This one's tough because I really do like Andy Irving. He's a great lad, really nice, and I think he does have ability. But for me, it's more of the prices that have been thrown out there. I know it was it has to be like a month ago now, 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, something like that. There's reported fees for about like £15 million for him in the Bundesliga, Espanol, I think, as well. And
Italy and all, Atlanta.
And again, I love the underdog story, and I love having these types of players at the club, but it's hard to see a pathway for him to get minutes, whether people disagree or not. And if you can get £15 million out of him for someone that just had a really good preseason, it's so hard to not take that money because that could help us with another position easily. So my heart says keep, but my brain says sell. If you can get £15 million out of him, I think that's brilliant business. But I would like him to stay. So I would say sell.
I agree to a point, like with what you're saying. I feel like a bit torn. I think he hasn't really been given a chance at West Ham, has he? Let's be honest. Like, he's been on loan. He's come back pre-season. He's been okay pre-season. I'm going to be honest. He has. And he was on the bench at the weekend. I'm going to say keep because I don't think we've seen enough of him, to warrant selling him. Do you know what I'm saying? I think what we've seen is bits, and he hasn't even played a Premier League game. So we need to see what he's like in a Premier League environment, right? And if we let him go for £15 million or £20 million, then I can get it, right? But
I would be curious to see if we'd let him go out on loan and for him to come back again. But again, just for someone that's unproven in the Premier League, and there's clubs willing to throw 15, let's say at most £20 million.
Yeah.
Again, my brain says you've got to take that. But my heart, I do want to see him get a chance because I do think there is a solid player in there.
Yeah. I'm going to say keep unless a big fee comes in. We'll move on to Vladimir Coufal, another one who's basically been told that he can go if a right team or fee comes in. Would you sell Vlad this window, Lucas, for you?
No, keep 100%. You need. I've said it for a long time now. I prefer having the type of depth where the starter or the backup are different than one another and they offer something different. And I don't know if we have any options right now currently. I know a few of them have already gone to different clubs, and I think the one from Girona is primed to stay because he's captain. Martinez, I think he is. I can't remember who he is, but
yeah,
I would say keep. Because the next person you bring in, he'll be probably expensive. You'll probably have to pay him decent wages. And I just think, are they going to be that much better? And are they going to get acclimated quickly enough for us to make an impact and to get to our goals of where we want to be this season? I don't think so. And again, I think Vlad is a good player to have around. And I think he's a good player. So 100% keep for me.
I'm going to say sell. I think what he is and what he brings to West Ham isn't how we're going to play. I think defensively he is a problem. Yeah, going forward he's not too bad, but defensively he is a problem, and it proved it at the weekend. Every time a team goes up against him with pace, he just gets destroyed. And I think if West Ham can go out and find another player who's a bit more athletic, who can do similar defensive duties to Vlad, I think we're on to a winner.
Under those circumstances, I'd agree, but I don't know. I think we've left it too late, personally.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm saying keep.
Yeah, I think the time of it is another thing, but if a Turkish team comes in that's reported, I think it's Fenerbahce, have been looking at him and Soucek to a point. I think West Ham can get anywhere between 3 to 5 million for him. I think that's a good signing. Do you know what I mean? And that's a good sell for another club. So, yeah, I'm going to say sell for me. He's been a good servant to West Ham, but just not for me. Right, we're going to get this man out the way. Kirk Zouma, I think we both agree it's time to say goodbye. But, Lucas, is there a situation where no one can take him and he ends up back at West Ham basically as like fourth or fifth choice?
I'll be honest. I'm not too incredibly fussed if we keep or sell him because we're already probably not going to get a fee. So really, having his wages off the book would help us a little bit. But I don't know. I still think there's a place for him in and around the squad. I think he could literally be like our new Ogbonna, where like you bring him in the final like 5 minutes, just head everything away, park the bus, clear everything, and maybe the odd cup game if we're playing the correct opposition. So I don't know. I'm not bothered really. Is not bothered an option? So I would say sell if you can get a fee out of him. But if we're not going to get a fee, I'm really not bothered. So I would say sell if we can get £1 million. If we can't, keep.
I think now West Ham have got Kilman, we've got Todibo in the side. I think keep him. Yeah, but it's the wages to a point. Because if we can't give this geezer away and he's going to fail a medical, you might as well just keep him at West Ham and basically be the fourth choice.
Yeah, and he's on the last year of his deal, so
he's on the last year of his deal. So for me, I'm going to say keep him, but as fourth choice. Yeah, if there is no one else. Do you know what I mean? I think West Ham go out and get another centre half, replace a man, so be it. But if we can get rid of him, I'm all for it. Right, let's move on to his defensive partner, and that is Nayef Aguerd. Keep or sell for him, but how much do we accept for him? That's also another question for you, Lucas.
For me, it's a sell. Again, a bit like Cornet, I think Aguerd's been a little unfortunate with his West Ham career. He had a decent preseason, then got hurt, and then he's kind of been battling back from that ever since, and he hasn't really shown any sign or improvement that he can be a steady Premier League defender. So, again, it'd be a sell for me, and I think unless a Saudi club comes in, I don't think we'll get what we paid for him or more. So, for me, I think anything over £20 million, I think, would suffice for me personally, but I would sell.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for me. I think there's a player in there, but he just doesn't perform for West Ham. I'm going to say sell, but it has to be £25 million or higher. I think anything less than that, I think we're mugging ourselves off a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he could be a good backup option to have from the bench. He's fast. He's good tackler. The only issue with him is he can't defend in the air. But if you've got to be Todibo next to him, if Kilman's not about for any reason, Todibo can do that. You know what I mean? A bit like Zouma and Aguerd before. So 25 mil or higher, sell. Anything less, keep. Because I don't think he's worth selling for anything less than that. Let's go to another defender. Got lots of defenders today. Mavropanos, Lucas. It's been reported that he could possibly be up on offer and all. What are you saying about him?
I would keep on the basis that Aguerd goes. If one of them goes, the other has to stay, obviously. But in my world, in my head, if Aguerd goes, you keep Mavropanos. And if we're comparing the two, I'd rather keep him anyway because I think he's proven to be at least a good third option, and he's a lot more steady, in my opinion, than Aguerd. Aguerd does certain things better than Mavropanos, and Mavropanos does some things better than Aguerd. But I think over time, Dino has proved to be a lot more steady, a bit more reliable. And that's not to say he's like the most fantastic defender of all time, but I think he's proven to be a better Premier League defender than Aguerd. So for me, keep.
I'm going to say sell. I am. Yeah, I think if a team comes in and offers £18 million or £20 million for this geezer, you sell him. I want to give him a chance, but I think if West Ham go out and get a third choice centre half in, who's better than Mavropanos, then you're selling Mav for me. Yeah. I think if you move him to fourth choice, then it ain't too bad. You keep him. But as a third choice, not for me. So I'm going to say sell if the price is right. Yeah. If someone comes in, I think it's Stuttgart or someone in the Bundesliga looking at him currently right now. His old club, I think he's looking at him. Whether that is Stuttgart, I can't remember if it is. But for me, £18 million. Someone says to you, "There's £18 million there for Mavropanos." I think you take it. So yeah, anything under 20 mil, I'll take.
Yeah, but in a world, it's like, would you rather sell Aguerd or Mavropanos? Because we're not going to sell both. I'd rather sell Aguerd.
I think, for me, you get rid of Mav, you bring a third choice in, and you use Aguerd as the fourth choice. So basically, you've got cover on both sides. Do you know what I mean? Left-sided centre halves are very hard to find, as we know. But Aguerd as a fourth choice centre half, who can cover a left back position if we go down there. I don't know, mate. I don't know. But that's why everyone's here, right? Anyway, while we're all here, please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, goes a long way. And get your comments in at the end of this video. Let me know what you think. Keep or sell all these players. Right, we've done Mavropanos. Now we're going to go to James Ward-Prowse, and I will leave the last two players till last. Keep or sell?
100% keep. I'm going to. I'll take to the grave currently that I think we're fine in the midfield. I really don't think we need another midfielder unless we sell one, obviously. But I'm perfectly comfortable starting the season and finishing the season with the core guys that we have. Unless a good fee comes in, like you've been saying. But I think James Ward-Prowse has been so disrespected and underrated in his whole time here. And it all started with what we bought him for, who bought him. And I think he's proven people wrong to a point. Obviously, he's got certain things about his profile that I don't even want to say stand out, but there are certain matches where it is noticeable. But yeah, I think his time at West Ham so far has been underrated and a bit disrespected. I mean, he was like second or third in goal contributions for us last season. And I don't know. Again, his set pieces alone, I think, are so key for us, depending on which lineups we put out as the season goes on. But I don't know. He's a keep for me, personally. Again, unless we get a great fee for him. Like, if someone comes in for him for £20 million, £25 million, I wouldn't take that, personally.
Tricky one, this one. Because I agree with you. I think people are just slagging him off because of who signed him. And, like, if he would have been a Steidon signing, no one would have been wanting him at the door.
I think he's already worked off his fee that we paid for him.
Yeah. I think he fits Lopetegui's way of playing. I think he's more of a technical player. Yeah. He is a bit limited in central midfield. I don't think like he does enough in midfield, but that's just an opinion.
But the thing is, like, and I don't disagree with that, but with the way we're going to play this season, there's going to be a lot of players that look limited and not at their best because those are the tactics. That's just how it's all going to unfold. So that's the way I look at it. Now, say if we were still playing the same style as last season, I could see the point. But with the way Lopetegui's tactics are going forward, we're going to be complaining a lot about defensive quality in the middle of the pitch and our back third.
I'm going to say keep. I don't think he's done anything wrong, right, in regards of anything. I think he's another one that gets a lot of stick for no real reason, really, if I'm being honest. But I will say one thing. If there is a choice, Lucas, for you, and one of them has to go,
God, I knew this was coming.
Soucek or Ward-Prowse.
This is like asking which sibling I'd rather bin off.
There's always one. Which one are you going to let go if you have to let one of them go?
Take me. Take me instead. In a messed up world like that, if I really had to choose one, I think I would say Ward-Prowse, just because he has like a specialty. Yeah. And you could argue Soucek has a specialty as well, but like Ward-Prowse, I think his set pieces alone warrant a decent fee. And I do think we'd probably get more for him than Soucek. But I think Soucek just offers too much in both boxes and just that warrior mentality. As I think James Ward-Prowse, I wouldn't call him a warrior, but he's got an absolute engine on him, and he'll run his socks off. But I don't know. Like I said, in a messed up world, if I had to bin off a sibling, had to bin off a brother, I'd probably say Ward-Prowse. That is a cruel question.
Everyone in the chat,
that is borderline cynical, if you ask me.
That is a little bit, I must admit. For me, it's Tomas Soucek, mate. For me, I'm going to be honest. I think that Ward-Prowse can offer a bit more to the attackers than Soucek can. Right, I think Soucek can score goals. Don't get me wrong, and he has been a key player for West Ham. Yeah, but now I see attacking threats all over like the front line. And for me, do I really require my defensive midfield, box-to-box midfielders to be banging goals in for us?
The thing is, for me, I think you can find someone closer to Ward-Prowse than Soucek. I think Soucek is an absolute anomaly. There is no one like him, in my opinion. And if you're a numbers guy or a stats guy, I think you can find a bunch of players closer to Ward-Prowse than you can to Soucek.
That's valid. That is pretty valid. So yeah, Soucek for me, Ward-Prowse for Lucas.
That's a disgusting question. I'm actually going to be upset. I'm going to be upset with you for the rest of the week because you asked me that.
It is what it is. Right.
You might as well ask me now, Alfie or Mitch.
Yeah, definitely Mitch. Right, we're going to get to the strikers now. Antonio and Danny Ings. I did see something the other day, which did make me laugh, that someone said they'd rather keep Ings over Antonio, which was a bit mad. But what do we do with Danny Ings first, Lucas? Keep or sell?
Sell. Easy sell. Again, really nice bloke. Love me some dings. But wage is too high. He's not. I know he came off the bench the other day, but I don't know if he's in Lopetegui's plans or not. But if it was me, I'd say sell and Antonio 100% keep, especially on the last year of his deal.
I agree with you on Danny Ings, the wages, 100%. I think that's a major problem. If this geezer was on 70 grand a week, I don't think anyone will care. Whereas on 125 grand a week, it's quite painful, right? Because when he's sitting there not doing a lot. Mikel Antonio, for me, I think is done. I really do. And I think this year, if you're keeping him here, you're keeping him here because it's a sentimental thing. It really is. I think you sell Ings, you sell Antonio, and you bring another centre forward in. I think if there's an opportunity to bring someone in of quality, and there's someone out there who can come in and basically be a potential striker for the future, then I think I'll take that.
I just don't trust the process, and with the way we are, I think we need 3 strikers, and I think Antonio is more than willing to fall into that role. And he loves competition. He's outlasted so many strikers that have come at this club. So on the final year of his deal, again, unless you get like £5 to £10 million, I would keep him at 1,000%. Because again, I think he's almost a bit like Soucek, where there's not a lot of strikers like Antonio, and there's not a lot of strikers that offer what he does. Is it frustrating at times watching him play? Absolutely. But it is what it is. I'd rather have him than not, especially with our injury history at striker at this club.
So if someone comes in and says, right, we'll give you $7.5 million for him, do you sell him?
I don't trust us to get in a quality backup, so I'd say no. But it is tempting, of course.
Danny Ings, how much do we accept for him, for you?
I would genuinely take anything over £1 million. I really would.
Yeah.
I would say him, Cornet, and possibly Aguerd, I would take anything for.
Yeah, I can understand it. Don't get me wrong, I really can. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, with Ings, it's the wages, isn't it? That's the key thing.
That's not his fault either. We had to do it, in my opinion. I've said it for time now. Like that transfer, we had to do it, or we weren't getting anyone in. And if you were going to trust Antonio being the only striker, you're out of your mind, and you are an insane odds guy.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. With Antonio, I think it's more sentimental. I think a lot of fans are more sentimental with him because of what he's done. I understand it, but I think if a striker comes up, I think you just have to let him go and bring that striker in, because that's for the development of West Ham. Right, that has been them all. Now we're going to run through them one final time. Right, Andy Irving, you said
I'd say sell if we got 15 to 20 million pound.
I'll probably.
My
agree
heart
with
says
that.
stay or keep.
Yeah, but
sorry,
I think he does deserve a chance. Coufal, you said keep.
keep,
I'm going to say sell on that, 100%. Mavropanos,
keep.
sell for me. I think if a fee comes in, you take it all day long. Nayef Aguerd,
Sell.
yeah, again, I would keep him, but any fee under 25 million is not acceptable. Anything 25 or up, you sell. Zouma,
Keep if we can't get a fee. Sell if we can. Even if it was like 500 bags. Sell them.
I think, like, with Zouma, it's a free hit, basically. As long as you've got cover in that position and he's like fourth or fifth choice.
That's how I look at it with Antonio, ironically, the way you put that.
Yeah, and that's what it is with Zouma.
But
like,
keep if we don't get a fee, sell if we get any sort of fee.
Yeah, I'm going to say keep if he's fifth choice. And I agree with you, sell if we get a fee. Right, we'll go Cornet.
Sell, sadly.
Sell.
I wish him all the best.
Hasn't worked out. Soucek.
1,000,000% keep.
Sell if we get 25 million plus from him. Keep if it's less than that. Ward-Prowse.
1,000,000% keep.
I think he benefits us now, so I say keep. Danny Ings.
Sell.
Yeah, 100% sell. Wages
Love
are too high. And finally, Mikel Antonio.
Keep.
I think sell. If there's a fee comes in for him and you're going out and planning for the future by getting another striker in now, then you let him go. So yeah, keep him. Here, keep him. Here, keep him. I will sell him. Anyway, that is it. That is enough from us. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV.
Leave your comments down below who you'd keep and sell, and explanations. All welcomed.
Yeah.
All scenarios as well.
Yeah, and don't hate on us because we're mixed on certain things, especially the Tomas Soucek.
Hate me if you want. I don't read the comments, so
yeah, I know. I do, and they do hate me. I will say that. Anyway, yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, and hit that notification bell. Me and this man will be back tomorrow to do the Palace preview. Please, can we have a result on the weekend?
And
it would be.
Let's hope more news unfolds for Palace defenders.
I know, mate. I know. Palace defence is just like breaking at the seams at the minute, but that's more pressure on us. Anyway, that's enough from us. Have a good Wednesday, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.
Hype.